Does YouTube want to load for me this week?
I don't know. Does it?
I don't know. Let me see here. Well, it loaded. It loaded. Uh-oh. Oh.
What?
My phone just lit up.
We're live.
Well, good. My phone just lit up, telling me that my Amazon order shipped.
All right.
I ordered. You know what I ordered? I ordered some books from Amazon. I ordered some books. I don't think this was a Black Friday deal, because I think it may have been happening before Black Friday, but they are having a buy two, get one free sale on books from Amazon.
Okay.
And
going
I figured,
OG with it, sure.
I figured those Amazon warehouse workers probably weren't busy enough. I'll give them a little something extra to do.
No. Yeah.
So I ordered a trio. I was going to say a couple of books, but that would be inaccurate. I ordered a trio of books.
Okay.
I ordered the new John Hodgman book, Medallion Status.
Okay.
Which I have already listened to the audiobook of.
Yes.
But
you want a hard copy?
I wanted to have a hard copy. I like all his books quite a bit, so I wanted a hard copy in my collection with all the other his other books. I also ordered the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge cookbook, which is a kind of novelty cookbook with a Star Wars theme. And I ordered arcade game typography, the art of pixel type.
Yes. That's a nice looking book.
Which you've seen that, certainly.
I have. Yes. Yeah.
So that looks really fun. So of those three, I got the John Hodgman book for free because it was the cheapest. So I mean, ideally in a deal like that, you want to order three books.
Expensive books.
Well, you want to order three books that are the same price.
Right. So only expensive.
Only expensive.
Yeah.
Of the same price. So you are maximizing your free thing,
your book dollar.
But you know what? I was just like, you know what? Don't care. I don't care.
Just gonna do it.
I don't care. I'm living free and easy, man. You know?
Free and easy. That's the way to do it.
That's the life for me, brother.
Yeah. Should we start?
Oh, I thought we already had.
No.
This is our
what you
bought on Amazon cast.
Yeah. I didn't buy anything on Amazon though.
Yeah.
Black Friday. But nothing.
Well,
how about that?
Sounds like a personal failing. How are you supporting our economy in these trying times?
I guess I'm not.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, there you go. Well, when this country collapses, I know where I will send my gaze. Right at you.
Oh, okay.
Right at you.
All right.
Hello and welcome to episode 682 of the Player One Podcast.
Oh, wait, are you going to do it?
Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019. I'm your host, Phil Theobald, apparently, because CJ is not stepping up to the plate.
Hi.
It's a good thing I'm here to cover that flaw. That flaw being CJ. I am, of course, Phil Theobald. I think I've already mentioned that. Joining me from, just up the highway in the great state of Washington.
True.
Is the man who doesn't know when to get onto his own cues, even when he's the one in charge of the cues. I refer, of course, to Christopher C.J. Johnston. Say hi to the folks at home, CJ.
Hello, Phil.
How you doing?
Wait, I said hello to you, not the folks at home. Hi, folks at home.
Did I ask you to say hi to the folks at home, or did I just say hello?
You did say hi to the folks at home, and I said hello to you then.
I don't know if I'm just old or apathetic, but I speak and then like
forget what you said.
By the next sentence, I have forgotten what I said.
I am the same way.
I don't know.
It must have been all of the turkey from this past week.
Well, it was Thanksgiving. It was American.
Thanksgiving.
It was U.S. Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I say American, but that's inaccurate because there are two Americas. There's a North and a South America, and there's only a chunk of the North America that celebrates this U.S. Thanksgiving holiday.
That's right.
So, but it's you and I
Yes, just us two for right
That's
now.
That's actually grammatically incorrect. It's you and me. It's you and me.
That's
Greg,
right.
Greg Seward, our Canadian friend Greg Seward, is not here. He may be here later.
He will. He says he will be here later.
He says he'll be here later, but
he'll join as soon as he can.
There's some sort of pageant with one of his children, I believe. Is that what it is?
Probably. I'm sure there's pageantry involved.
It's not a sporting.
It may not be a pageant, but it might be.
It's not a sports
show
thing, right?
No, it's like a concert.
There's some sort of concert. He's got some sort of
activity. He's got a prior engagement.
He does.
So he's not able to join us right at the beginning, but hey.
So it's just CJ and myself.
Just us. Yeah.
Having fun.
Just hanging.
Being hanging bros.
Yeah. You know,
what's that, CJ?
When looking for video game news this past week, I think in part because it was U.S. Thanksgiving.
It was a holiday. It was a holiday weekend.
Yeah. There really was no news to speak of. And scrolling through sites like Kotaku and Polygon, you could really tell it was a very slow news week.
Well, no, I can guarantee you that nobody was in the office to gather that news.
Or to send out press releases to make any sort of news.
It's a failing.
There's sort of two fronts there.
Every aspect of the video game industry failed us this week.
That's right. But there were what they say, freelancers writing stories to meet their quotas.
Well, of course.
And boy, howdy.
I mean, they got to get paid, man.
They do their thing.
You know what they say, though, CJ?
What? No
news is good news.
Yeah.
Gary Gnews.
Yeah. I wonder how many of our listeners get that
I'd say,
I assume less than 50%.
I know I certainly do. I'm assuming you do by context and the tone of your voice. I'm guessing the percentage is significantly lower than 50%.
Probably so.
Lower.
But there was this show, Great Space Coaster.
Back
Get On Board.
Get on board,
by the way,
with the Great Space Coaster.
It was like a syndicated kids show.
Yeah. It was puppets, and it was very. I mean, this is another reference that none of our audience will get, but it was very Sid and Marty Krofft-ish. But I don't believe Sid and Marty Krofft were involved in that. None of our listeners know who Sid and Marty Krofft is.
No.
But it was like
very much like the Mandalorian. There,
you're listening to the Player One podcast, the premier Baby Yoda Stancast.
That's right,
on the internet. But yeah,
Gary Gnu was he was green, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was green. He was a puppet. He was a puppet. He was a news anchor.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you've watched Great Space Coaster recently,
I have
CJ.
Not. I have not.
I have
available streaming anywhere.
I don't think it's available streaming, but there are certainly episodes on YouTube. I watched some Great Space Coaster within the past few months.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you are in the right state of mind, that's a weird show. I mean, it's a weird show regardless, but if you are in the right state of mind, and by that I mean the state of Washington.
Nudge. Yeah,
that is a weird show. It is engaging though, boy, because I sat and watched that whole thing
all weekend,
just stupefied. I also found out, as I was watching it and just fascinated by it, I started looking up Great Space Coaster. The guy who was Elmo, Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash is a wrestler. He's a professional wrestler. He did not. Kevin Nash was not the Muppet performer of Elmo.
That would have been funny if it was, though.
That was a different reality. But Kevin Clash was Elmo. He was a puppet performer on Great Space Coaster.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Before he got his job at the Henson Company.
Yeah.
Or I guess Sesame Workshop, because I believe the Sesame Street is handled. It's a separate company. But yeah, so there you go. Nice. One-stop shop for when there's no video game news. We go straight to
just go straight
80s children's programming.
Yeah. Well, I think I mentioned it might have been the after show I mentioned this on, that I purchased the complete series of Lost in Space.
Yes, you did mention that.
Yeah, because it was available for cheap.
Show.
The old 60s show. Yes, the Irwin Allen sci-fi show.
Yes.
I just got around to looking at it again over this weekend, and I didn't realize, like, I thought when it was in syndication that they were half-hour episodes. Am I wrong in that? Did they cut it down, or was it the full hour?
I don't remember. I do not remember.
I don't remember either. But
it's anyway, an hour-long show.
Episodes are 51 minutes long, and let me tell you, they really stretch out that 50 minutes.
Yeah. No, it's not the fastest paced show out there.
I think we were talking about this on the after show, like going back and watching like 1980s era hour-long shows like Knight Rider and The Fall Guy, and just how like slow those move.
Audiences' expectations have changed in the past 30 to 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they really have.
Sure.
No, because that's
Lost in Space. I was watching episode 2.
Okay.
Right? And
still black and white at that point.
Still black and white.
Right.
Yeah, the mother and father Robinson are outside of the ship. They had been like, caught outside the ship in the previous episode.
Right.
And it probably takes a good, like, that was the cliffhanger of the first episode. They're caught outside the ship and the comet is coming to vaporize them.
Was there some? So there was a danger of a comet.
Yeah, a comet coming by, and they were going to heat up and burn up.
Okay. So the atmosphere would become unsafe.
That's right. So that was the cliffhanger of episode 1.
Okay.
Then start episode 2, and I'm expecting they're going to like solve this very quickly.
Right.
Get in, and then you hear the opening theme.
Yeah.
It took like 15 minutes
to
get in the ship.
You just stretch out that danger.
You were gonna like sweat out in these spacesuits and then lie there like motionless in the spacesuits for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, nothing happens.
What you got to do is power through that first season until I think it's the second season when they get into color. Yeah. That's when they start up in the camp.
Yeah.
They're trying to compete.
That's really
Batman.
what I remember about Lost in Space and syndication was the fun camp.
The planet of the vegetable people.
Yep.
That was an episode where I believe, if I remember my Lost in Space lore correctly, and I very well might, the two actors who played the mom and dad on the show actually got in trouble with the producers and got punished by, like, they got booted off the show for a couple episodes. They were kind of written out of the show for a couple episodes as punishment. Because apparently when they were filming that Planet of the Vegetable People, like, they just wouldn't stop giving crap to the producers about how stupid this show has gotten. They're just like, I'm trying to act against a man in a giant carrot, a big foam carrot suit. This is just stupid. Your writers are stupid. Come up with better stories.
As a kid, I loved that.
Oh, of course you did. Who didn't?
I loved it.
How could you not?
I mean, now I'm into the serious sci-fi.
Oh, yeah. You want
the Mandalorian.
You're very serious. I mean, that's serious.
That's as serious as it gets.
Serious. Really. I mean, that guy has a gun.
I know.
You know.
Well, we've been watching that show,
The Mandalorian. By the way,
I'm caught up with The Mandalorian.
Okay, yes.
And we've been watching it as a family. Adrian and Charlotte have gotten into it too.
Has Charlotte seen any other Star Wars?
She has, yes.
What does she say?
I said on this podcast she saw Spaceballs first.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's not Star Wars.
I know. That's referential. I mean, come on.
was she confused as to why Dark Helmet had a really small head all of a sudden?
Now she thinks that Darth Vader is actually a parody of Dark Helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, but I think she's definitely seen The Force Awakens. She's seen at least episode 4.
Wildly out of order. This is not
wildly out of order.
Is this the machete order? Are you showing it to her in machete order, where it's first you watch all of The Mandalorian, and then you watch Force Awakens, and then you watch New Hope?
That's right.
And then you watch the Ewoks cartoon.
No, the TV movies.
Oh, okay.
Battle for Endor.
Yeah.
And then we take a side jump with watching the V miniseries.
Oh yeah. The original V.
The original
V.
And then the final battle, of course.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, those are awesome. Anyway, Is this a video game podcast?
You know who's in V? The old V miniseries.
Yeah.
Was Robert Englund.
I know.
Television's
Freddy Krueger.
Well, Hollywood's Freddy Krueger. It was Hollywood's Freddy Krueger. He was
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about V with Finn the other day. I forget exactly what led me to
you're like, hey, you want to see some bad special effects of
well, you know what it was? He was
a gerbil.
I walked into the living room the other day and Finn had a guinea pig halfway down his throat, and I was like, that reminds me of
like,
buddy.
Oh, that reminds me of a clip from this miniseries.
Funny you're eating that rodent. I don't remember. But
I see. That was a good show. But anyway, Mandalorian.
Going back to that,
we've been watching it kind of as a family. And man, that's a really good show.
It's a fun show. It's really good.
Really good show.
It was very good.
I even thought this 4th episode was very good. But Charlotte was like, I want to see his face, because in the 4th episode, there's a lot of talk of him taking off the helmet.
Right.
And
you get that kind of, hint, because he does take it off, but you don't see his face. Spoiler alert, I guess.
Spoilers.
I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, so she wanted to see his face, wanted to see the Mandalorian's face. And I'm like, I don't know if they're going to do that in the show. Like, they could.
Right.
But they also may not end up doing that, because there is a season 2.
Right.
We're already working on.
Yes.
So instead we watched like television interviews with Pedro Pascal and Jon Favreau, and so she was able to see the actor's face, if not the Mandalorian's face.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Jon Favreau, of course, on there, and then we went to watch Elf, because it is the Christmas season, and Jon Favreau is in Elf. So we watched the trailer, and it's like, hey, that's the director of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, well, the creator of the Mandalorian.
Creator of, yeah.
That's Happy Hogan for you Marvel Cinematic Universe fans.
There you go.
So, but
but anyway, a lot of good TV watching happening.
Yeah. No, Mandalorian is a lot of fun.
Yeah, since there was no news, and that is how we got to talking about television shows,
right?
Really, because there was no news. I thought maybe we'd do a very short "What you've been playing."
Okay.
Because I've just been playing the same stuff,
right?
And I don't have much to talk about, really. And you've been playing something you wanted to talk about too.
Well, I've mostly been playing that game that I can't talk about because it's work related. But I can say my son finished that game already.
Very nice.
He just plowed right through it. He went through, finished it, got the legendary, and I'm like, I'm 5 gyms in. So I gotta catch up.
I'm in the last area now. I got all the badges. I'm ready to
very good.
Ready to go.
Very good. But yeah, so I need to play some more. But I got distracted.
Clearly.
I got distracted because we are gearing up for our year-end best of the year top 20 games of 2019.
20? What?
I don't know. What are we doing?
We're doing 5.
Okay. Well, I was close.
5.
I was close.
Yeah.
But one of the gaps in my breadth of gaming knowledge this year is Luigis Mansion 3.
Yeah.
Which I played a bit of and really liked the maybe hour I had played of it, but then I ended up getting distracted by other stuff, and was like, I should really play more of that game, because it's very likely that would end up on my top 5 of the year. Just knowing how much I enjoy that series and kind of extrapolating what I played from that initial bit. So I went back and started. I picked that up again. And I've played a few more floors of it.
Yes.
And boy, it's a really good game.
It is.
That's a good game. Have you played this game? This Luigi's Mansion 3?
I have played this game.
Did you finish it?
I have not finished it yet.
Okay, well then
I got distracted by another game that now I'm 8 badges in on.
Well, you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
With you.
That's you know what? Yeah, you made the right choice.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe buy some official merchandise just to continue.
Well, let's not go that far.
Appreciation. But yeah, that game is so much fun. It's so clever, and holy cow, the animation and the character in that game is so just amusing and charming and fun. And
got an amazing level of polish. Just
for sure.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
They're making that CG Mario movie.
Yep.
And it's the Minions people.
Yep. Illumination Entertainment.
The Minions people.
The Minions.
Call them what they are. They're the Minions people.
Yeah.
But boy, if they can get anywhere close to the level of kind of character and charm in Luigi's Mansion, that on the big screen, that would be great.
I agree.
I'd be all for that. So I don't know, but yeah, it's a really fun game, and I'm going to continue playing it some more, and maybe it'll be on my list. Who knows?
Who knows?
But maybe.
Yeah, we're recording all that stuff like well before it'll air, because I'm not going to be around.
Right. Yeah, you're going back to
2 weeks of December or so.
You're going out. You're on a trip.
I'm on a trip.
You're straight tripping
in December.
Yeah. So we're doing bank shows.
We're doing bank shows. Isn't that weird? We've never done that.
This is the first time, right? In 13
time
plus years, this is the first time we've done bank shows.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know, right? But we kind of had to, because at the end of the year, we always do like a game of the year thing. And then
right.
It being the end of the decade, we're like, well, we should do like a games of the decade thing. There's a preview for you listeners.
Yep. So
what you'll be getting in December.
Yep.
But that's cool. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's Mansion is great.
I need to play more of it.
You should.
But
I should too.
It'll be in my list to the top of the year.
It's pretty great. But that's kind of all I've been. I mean, I played a little Pacross just to chill out in the evenings. But
yep.
Yeah, that's really all I've been playing.
Okay.
So sorry.
That's all right. I've been playing the Pokemon Shield.
Good.
Like I mentioned, and got all 8 badges. So now I'm in Winden, and I defeated some people there already.
Mm-hmm.
So still playing that.
Good.
And having fun with it a lot. I haven't really changed my party out too much. Like I've been catching new monsters. I think I have like 66 caught.
Okay.
But
it's not a brand term, by the way.
Okay.
Monsters. We don't need
monsters. Okay, Mons.
No,
is that better?
It is not.
It is not.
It is not better at all.
So been doing that, having a lot of fun with it. And I've also been playing shocker, Sea of Thieves.
Great.
So I will mention one of the ways that I have fun with that game sometimes is like I'll hop on a sloop, which is the 2-player ship, with my buddy Mike, and in the game you can raise what's called a Reaper Mark flag on your ship, which alerts the entire server, anyone who's looking at the map, to your position. You'll be on the map. It's kind of an invitation, like, to come PvP with us or like try to take us down.
Okay.
There's also a particular type of chest. It's called a Reaper chest that also is always shown on the map. And so players can try to get the chest from you and whatnot. So we got one of those Reapers chests on our ship. We are flying the Reaper flag. And we end up taking down a lot of ships.
Yeah.
In part because when you're running this, like, people come at you.
Yeah.
And you have to meet them with cannonballs. So we took down 5 sloops, 4 brigantines, which is the 3-player ship, and then 3 galleons. So those are the 4-player ships, and had some really, really just excellent PvP in the game, and nobody was able to sink us. So It was like 4 hours of sailing around, getting treasure and not getting sunk. It was really good. That game, I know I talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
On the show.
Do
but
you?
I really enjoy it in a way that I don't think I've enjoyed many games in the past. Like Rock Band was one of those games that I played, a lot.
Yeah.
Just over and over the course of many years, but I've never played one game for over a year straight, right? Like
Yes.
multiple times a week. So still enjoy it. And in part it's because when you log on, and if you do the sort of Reaper Mark thing that we did, you just never know who you're going to run into or what's going to happen. So there was a situation where this galleon like zooms past the island that I'm on, like after our sloop. And of course, their position is not shown on our map, so we don't know where any of the ships are. You just have to like see them.
But they know where you are.
The world. They know where we are. We don't know where they are.
So when they see you, do they shout out, "Sloop, there it is"?
Yes, oftentimes.
All right, then. Maybe I need to give this game another chance.
But anyway, they like zoomed past this island I was on. I quickly like got back on the boat, and we ended up sinking them super quick. It was like a 4-minute engagement where, a couple good hits on them, and cursed cannonball later, they were sunk. But anyway, still loving Sea of Thieves. Now, what I think we should do.
I don't want to spoil our upcoming games of the decade podcast, dear listeners, but CJ's top game will be Sea of Thieves.
You can bet on that.
Prove me wrong,
You can
Johnston.
bet on that. You
Prove
can absolutely
me wrong.
You can bet on that. Yeah.
While you were
prattling on,
droning on, I would say.
Not prattling, just droning.
Oh no, okay. Trust me, it was a drone.
Okay.
Long, slow, low drone.
It's such a good game.
Anyway. I was reading a book. I was expanding my mind.
I figured that you would be.
I was like, you know what? I hear enough of this prattle every week. It's time to expand my mind with some fine literature. So I've been reading a new book that I picked up this week.
Which one is that?
Oh, I'm referring, of course,
please show it,
to Blips, the first book of video game funnies.
I love it.
By Jovial Bob Stein.
Excellent.
Ooh, Jovial Bob Stein.
And it really does say Jovial Bob Stein there on the cover for those of you who are just listening to the audio.
Indeed the author of this book. Jovial Bob Stein wrote many humorous children's books back in the 80s. You may know Jovial Bob Stein by the other name he publishes under, which is his actual name, R.L. Stein. Creator of Goosebumps.
There you go.
Yes. Blips, the first book of video game funnies, is
it's proof that everybody starts somewhere. You don't just write Goosebumps.
Occasionally,
you first do a video game joke book, and then
occasionally you have to write Pac-Man with a little thought balloon saying, "I'd kill for a cheeseburger."
Now that's actually a pretty spooky, macabre sort of line if you take it as
literal.
Literal, yeah.
Because he's sick of eating dots all day. Blips,
a ghost what? No, he eats ghosts.
Ghosts eat him until he eats a. Have you played Pac-Man before? Why am I explaining this to you? You're super Pac on the internet.
You're right.
Why am I explaining?
I guess he's eating a lot of ghosts and pellets that he.
Yes, and he's sick of that, and he wants a cheeseburger
and fruit.
Dudes, well, he gets fruit.
He gets fruit
occasionally,
but no cheeseburger.
No. Blips, with an exclamation point. The first book of video game funnies was originally published by Scholastic, the fine fine people at Scholastic, in 1983. And I recently, I've had this on my.
Tell me some of the jokes have not aged well, because that would be hilarious. There's several problematic jokes in this book.
I admittedly, I've not. I mean, this book checks in at a whopping. Well, it doesn't have page numbers. I mean, but it's not. It's not
one of those books.
It's not long.
So many pages that it doesn't have numbers.
But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, we got this is from the there's like a gamer hall of fame or something.
I will tell you. I mean, you remember the Scholastic the
book club,
the little the book club, the little
there it is,
brochure thing.
They're
still doing them.
Yeah, we have
one on like the same kind of newsprint on paper.
I mean, you realize you're talking to a guy who was a teacher for a few years, right?
I know. Yeah,
a guy who had an account, a teacher account, at the Scholastic website where I would input the kids would bring in their order forms, and I would go onto the website and actually input their orders.
Really? You had to? They made you do that?
Well, I mean, that's how it works.
Okay.
I mean,
back in my day, you just put like a tick mark next to the book you wanted, and
but I mean,
turn in a little slip.
What do you think happened after that?
They sent all the tick marks to
your teacher,
Scholastic, and
your poor teacher is sitting there with 30 crumpled up, cut out, pencil smeared order forms, and your teacher has a master order sheet that's
really how it goes.
Well, yes, of course. Your teacher,
I didn't
your teacher had a master order sheet, and they had to go through and it's like, okay, Chris wants this Garfield book, and Chris wants Blips, the first book of video game funnies, and then
it's like Janie, you know exactly what my orders were.
Janie wants the Garfield book as well, and so the teacher had to tally all that up, and the teacher had to gather all the checks or cash.
I swear I got all those Garfield books from the Scholastic
so did I.
Book club.
We all did. I think the Scholastic people knew that every time they got an order, just send 30 of the new Garfield books over because everyone in the class is going to want it.
Yeah.
But now of course, the teacher, boy, the kids loved Finn loves Dogman. The teacher
Charlotte
has to consolidate all those orders.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you're entering it online instead of ticks on paper, but you're still doing it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Part of that's
I realize that. But I loved when that box would arrive, right?
Oh yeah, that giant box.
The giant box of Scholastic books. You knew it was going to be a good day when you saw that box.
Everyone's getting their new books. Everyone's getting new Garfield books.
That's right. I'm going to read this tonight on the toilet.
So just, I mean, here's a Gamer Hall of Fame. It's a Donnie and Marie reference. It's a caricature of Donny Osmond there.
That's a timely video game.
Yeah, and the character's name is Donnie N. Marie. Like Marie is his last name. And it says here, Donnie N. Marie got exactly the same score in 32 straight games of Donkey Kong. But during the 32nd game, he finally realized the machine wasn't plugged in. Blips! The first book of video game funnies.
Hold on, wait. I got the soundboard just for this.
Oh, do you now?
Just for this occasion.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that was supposed to be boo.
Yeah, well, that sounded like a bunch of kids booing.
Okay. And that's cheering.
There we go. Here, how about this one? This is a 2-panel comic strip. Here in the first panel, we have a young child, a young vidiot, a young game fanatic talking to some old boomer who's at a ice cold soda machine. There, if you're on the YouTube, you can see it right there. I hope we're not infringing on any copyrights by showing this.
We probably are. What does it say?
The young child says, "I wouldn't use that machine, mister. It's out of order." And the old man here says, "What do you mean?" And the kid says, "No matter how fast you push the buttons, the can drops before you can blow it up." Oh! And there's that old boomer has got his head in his hand, and he's leaning up against that soda machine. He can't believe
video games.
Kids these days. I also picked up this out. I thought
we were going to do tweets this whole episode. What has happened?
One of these. Well, now it's a video game book review. This is video game content.
I guess.
This is what the Patreon supporters are paying for. One of these books is actually mine from childhood. One of these books is, let me check the copyright date. I'm guessing 82. Yep, 82. 82. The other one is probably 81. Nope, it's also 82. They cranked out 2 of these. So this is PAC Mania, which promises 96 pack-filled pages of biting humor.
Excellent.
This is by Haller Schwartz, which may or may not be an actual person.
Right.
In fact, it turns out it's not. Haller Schwartz is 1, 2, 3.
It's also R.L. Stine.
5, 6, 7 people.
Oh. It takes a lot of people to write a.
But I don't know. That might be shtick. I can't tell because this whole little about Haller Schwartz thing, it's full of shtick. So maybe it is just one person. I don't know. But I got PAC Mania here, and then this is mine from childhood. This is more PAC Mania.
Okay. Now these are not Black Friday purchases. These are. You had these on hand, or you bought them?
No, I didn't buy these new, CJ. These were not.
I know.
No, these were. I've had more PAC Mania sitting around. Like I said, this is mine from. This would have been
way back,
probably second grade, first or second grade. I would say is when I bought this through the Scholastic Book Club again.
Sure.
Paid the whopping $1.95 cover price there. And then I may have had the first PAC Mania book when I was a kid, but I don't know where it is. But I've had PAC Mania and I've had Blips, the first book of Video Game Funnies, on my Amazon wish list forever. And I decided to take the plunge.
Yeah. On Black Friday
week. No, it wasn't on Black Friday. It was okay. Earlier in the week. I think I saw. Frank Cifaldi was talking about some like corny old video game books on Twitter, and I mentioned these to him.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh, I got to pick those up for that video game historical society or whatever that he runs." And I was like, "Well, I better hop on and snag a couple of them before they start going up in value."
That's probably true. That's good.
I grabbed these. Interesting thing about the PAC Mania books here, if you're watching on the YouTube, maybe you can see this up at the very top of the cover. It says here, the official Pac-Man joke book.
Yeah.
And indeed, more PAC Mania refers to it as the second official Pac-Man joke book.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see on the YouTubes there, but it has the little trademark symbol next to Pac-Man.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, certainly the inside
cover. Are they endorsed by Namco or?
Well, I mean, at this point,
are they just sort of Guinness Book of World Records? Like this is the only existing book of Pac-Man jokes.
The Pac-Man mark and characters are trademarks of Bally Midway Manufacturing Company, Franklin Park, Illinois. So I don't know. I don't know if they actually talked to someone at Bally Midway and said, "Hey,
can we do this?
Can we do this? We're going to make Pac-Man jokes." And it's all, you know what it is?
You have yet to read a joke from the book. So,
well, they're not jokes. They're illustrations with humorous captions. Here's an example. I just randomly turned to this. Again, YouTube's will benefit. Here's a drawing of 6 tiny Pac-Men with a little handle in the middle of them. And the caption is, it's a 6-pack.
6-pack.
It's a 6-pack.
Yeah, I like that.
And right next to it, there's a Pac-Man on a long stick.
Yeah.
And that is that's a pack scratcher.
Oh. Because like back scratcher.
Like a back scratcher, but instead it's got a Pac-Man on the end.
So it's not really a joke book. It's more like a book of Pac-Man humor.
Oh, well, here's one that's racist. Jeez Louise. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's the Paxson 5. It's 5 little Pac-Men singing into a boom mic, and they're all shaded in.
That's okay.
There you go. There you go. That's
all right. Are we done? Are we done with the book corner now?
I don't know.
Are we done? Can we get to tweets?
I don't know.
I thought we were doing that.
Here.
Let's do tweets.
One last one.
Okay.
One last one, just because this encapsulizes. If you want to see,
no, it encapsulizes.
You could be the next Haller Schwartz, CJ.
Who's to say I wasn't originally?
Even more PAC Mania, the third official. CJ, get writing.
I will.
Writing. If for all you youngsters out there who want to know what it was like living in 1982, here you go. Pac-Man solving the Rubik's Cube, and it's an illustration of Pac-Man with a giant Rubik's Cube in his mouth.
Yeah,
there it is. 1982, folks.
It's great. 1982.
You can find PAC Mania. You can find more PAC Mania, and you can find Blips, the first book of video game funnies, on Amazon, used, maybe on eBay. But I'll tell you what, those books are proudly going into my complete Worlds of Power collection. So
all right.
My corny old video game books. There we go.
Okay, are we ready to do tweets now? Tweets?
I don't know.
I
don't know. Tweets? I mean, it's certainly not like we have video games or video game news to talk about. Tweet.
I went ahead and did it for you.
Wasn't that the perfect two-part harmony?
That's right.
There it is.
All right. We still have no Greg, but we're going to do it anyway.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Let's do this one from Hacker Alias. God, these are all...
What?
I guess we do this one.
What are they all? They're all what?
Yeah, well,
are they all from the same?
One was about Black Friday. The second one was about Degrassi.
Well, what's the Black Friday one? What's
Black Friday? Okay. Hacker Alias Cub Life 7 says, what was your favorite Black Friday purchase you ever made?
Blips, the first book of video game funnies.
As previously spoken about. The only one that I can really remember was back like 2003 or so. Toys R Us had a Game Boy Advance that was all black and came with Super Mario Advance 2, which was Super Mario 3 or so, I think, right?
Well, Super Mario Advance was Super Mario 2.
Right.
Super Mario Advance
2 was Super Mario Brothers 3.
No, I think it might have been Yoshi's. Was that Yoshi's Island?
Anyway, whatever the one with Super Mario Brothers 3 was, it was like a pack-in with the black Game Boy Advance.
Okay. No, you know what? That Mario Advance 2 is Mario 3. Mario Advance 3 is Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not confusing at all.
No, not confusing. So I bought the black Game Boy Advance.
No, hold on.
Toys R Us exclusive for Black Friday.
CJ.
Yeah.
Super Mario Advance is Super Mario 2. Yes. Super Mario Advance 2 is Super Mario World. Super Mario Advance 3 is Yoshi's Island. Super Mario Advance 4 is Mario 3.
Okay, well,
not confusing at all.
Not confusing at all. It came with one
4.
Of those.
It was Mario Advance 4. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Point being, black Game Boy Advance
Black Friday.
Toys R Us for Black Friday.
Very
that was
good.
My most memorable. That was probably my favorite one because
nice.
I enjoyed the Game Boy Advance, and to have an all black one was fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, matches my links, my Atari links.
Good. I don't remember stuff I bought on Black Friday.
I don't either.
I really don't.
I
Isn't that terrible?
I only remember that Game Boy Advance because that was like the only sort of like retailer exclusive that I was even halfway interested in picking up.
Yeah, I mean, I've become less engaged in Black Friday in recent years, just because
I don't think I've ever been engaged in Black Friday.
I used to. I would go out, like, even, I mean, I would go out to a store or two just to kind of see if there was anything too crazy. But I would never be like one of those guys who would be like, I'm going to stand in line overnight because I'm going to save a few $100 on a TV. You know, I've never made any big Black Friday purchases. It's always like, oh, okay, I gotta. Well, you know what? Here, did you buy anything this Black Friday?
No,
I did. My big purchase. Well, I bought a light up keyboard.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter.
Which I was tweeting about that.
One of those PC LED.
Yeah,
rainbow light.
It's a Razer printer. Well, it doesn't have to be rainbow. That's the thing. It's a Razer keyboard.
You can customize it.
Yeah, you can program it to be anything. You can have it be all green if you want. Or I have mine set up like a rainbow because it looks pretty. Or you can have it animate. You can have it so it looks like there's like lava flowing under the keys where it kind of cycles through, or you can have it like spin around colors if you want to get real dizzy. You can have it, you can set it up so like it's all black.
This is one of those aspects of PC gamer culture that I just don't understand is I mean accessories that have LED colored lights.
I like, think
you can get everything that way. You can get mice that have that, and get keyboards. You can PC that I bought has like special LED color cycling lights in it that I could if I wanted to set up, but I don't.
I wouldn't want it cycling just because that would really be distracting. But just having like a little glowy rainbow on my desk, it's cute. Right. But you can have it set so it's all like black. Like you can't even see because the letters glow. So if you don't have any lights showing, it's just you're just looking at a mass of pitch black keys.
Oh, okay.
But you can have it so like if you press a key, it lights up and kind of like has a little like kind of diffused glow around it for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Or if you want to get real stupid, you can have it where if you hit it, like a little light burst kind of like ripples out to the edge of the keyboard.
Wow. It's like a 1980s music video. It's like Billie Jean.
I mean, it's
or
really,
several Madonna videos.
It's super neat to see it like, oh, I'm going to do this, but I cannot imagine trying to like write an article for my job.
That would just be distracting
with this little disco show going on under my fingertips.
Yeah,
because let me tell you, if I'm gonna have a disco show going underneath my fingertips,
what's the second part of that?
I don't know. I feel like it should be a masturbation joke, but I
was gonna do the whole Jurassic Park Jeff Goldblum just because they didn't think about whether they should or
that's close. That's close.
I'm paraphrasing.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I understand. But I bought that, but I don't think that was a Black Friday thing. I bought it, a few days before Black Friday. The one thing that I know specifically was, hey, this is being marked down for Black Friday, was I picked up the Blu-ray set of all the Mission Impossible movies.
Okay.
And the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible
movies. Only a few of those are good.
Well, you know what? Here's the Amazon had it for like $13.
Oh, okay.
And you get all 6 movies, and you get the digital copies as well. So it's like, okay, like $2 a movie, sure. And I've seen most of them. Yeah. Certainly, like I've seen at least 4 of them. But I have this problem with the Mission Impossible movies where I will watch a Mission Impossible movie and I will, at the end of it, go, oh, that was a lot of fun. That was a really good movie. I really enjoyed that.
Forget about it.
And then literally 2 days later, if you were to come up to me and say, hey, Phil, what happened in that movie? I'd be like, oh.
Things happened?
Was that the one where he was on like the side of the building? I think. This might have been one of the ones,
dude, on the top of a train, right?
It was one of the ones with Simon Pegg in it. I remember that, but
he does this base jumping off the top of a skyscraper, and it looks really cool.
There was a helicopter at one point, I want to say.
There was some parkour in it.
I just cannot remember Mission Impossible movies for the life of me.
Yeah,
but I was like, for $2, for $2, why not? That was my big Black Friday purchase this year.
Okay.
But so I don't make big. I'll buy like a cheap movie, but that's it. Yeah. Okay. If I see a game, and you know what, even games I don't buy, because usually if I want a game, I'll buy it when it comes out. Although you know what, I did buy a couple. Steam was having their Steam sale.
Yes.
I think they call it their autumn sale.
Yeah. Huh.
I picked up a couple games
on that.
I picked up the PC version of Groove Coaster to go along with my Switch version of Groove Coaster YY Party.
Yeah.
And I picked up, and I didn't even realize this had come out on Steam. But it was when I went to buy Groove Coaster, it was like, oh, we have a bundle where you get this as well. Space Invaders Extreme.
Oh, nice.
Ever play Space Invaders Extreme?
Yes. Yeah.
I love Space Invaders Extreme.
It's great.
I really enjoyed that game.
Wasn't that also on like the DS and
it was on the DS.
PSP?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep. I own both of those.
I'm pretty sure I do as well.
Space Invaders Extreme 2 was also on the DS.
Yeah.
So please look forward to that several years ago.
That's right.
But yeah, so
I think YY Party is like 10% off or something.
Oh, is it really?
It like just came out.
I know, right? Well, I mean, although 10% off that is what, $6? So
yeah, it's nothing.
You're not really saving much.
No. But I actually haven't made any Black Friday digital purchases either. So
that's okay.
I already, you know what? If it's a game I wanted to play, I already bought it.
Right. Yeah, that's so. my point as well. Oh, you know what? I'm going to mention this about. I don't think I mentioned this about YY Party Groove Coaster. When I was talking about it the other week, because I didn't realize this was a thing that you could do. But it has because Groove Coaster was originally a game for iOS. It was a mobile game, yeah, and as such, it is vertical in nature, and it supports the tilting,
mode,
the 90-degree tate mode on your Switch, and it works with the flip grip. So if you if you want to play Groove Coaster on the go, if you're looking for another game for your flip grip, Groove Coaster is a fine one.
Indeed.
So there you go.
All right, Hacker Alias Insipid Ghost says, is there an overemphasis on Black Friday currently in the gaming verse? It seems less necessary with digital storefronts and high caliber games releasing year round.
Well, first of all, it seems fewer necessary. Let's be grammatically incorrect.
Right.
Is it? What do you think?
I don't think there's an overemphasis on it. I think among a certain category of gamer,
right? The cheap ass gamers.
The cheap ass gamers are the ones that are like, looking for great deals.
And I don't mean that as an insult, certainly.
No, not at all. There is an overemphasis on it because, like, you want a deal, right?
Stuart just popped onto the YouTube chat. Stuart just popped onto the YouTube chat. I don't know, but what I'm going to do first is take a sip of this Coke Zero Vanilla real quick here.
Okay. I'll keep talking about Black Friday.
Please do.
But yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what kind of gamer you are, whether you're the person who's like looking for games to sweep up cheaply or
cheap up sweetly.
Or cheap up sweetly. But like I know there are people who, care about Black Friday on all levels. I am not that person. So it's easy for me to ignore it.
Yeah.
Like I am not looking at any deals on anything during Black Friday. So
right. But I mean, a lot of people are.
They are. Yeah.
A lot of people are. So
should we wait for Greg now that we know that he's here?
Well, is he coming out? I don't know.
I thought he was.
Well, maybe
Greg, he get in here.
He might he might not be at home. He might be at his kid's performance. And maybe he's bored and he just popped onto YouTube on his phone.
Maybe so. All right, let's do this one then from Hacker Alias Mark's Remark, who says, do you have a favorite gaming related ornament? Mine is my Super Mario World Christmas balls.
Okay, well, first of all, don't say it like that.
Don't say it like that.
Say ornaments.
Okay. Mine is my Super Mario World Christmas balls instead of Christmas balls.
Mine is my Sonic the Hedgehog Christmas testicles dangling. I just, you know what? I just get a bunch of truck nuts and just decorate my tree with those.
That's very good.
So.
But, Phil, I'm sure, much like me, you have paid attention to the Hallmark ornaments that they put out every year, and usually they're video game ones. And I have the Pac-Man arcade machine one that makes noise, and Galaga as well. And those are probably up there. But Adrian also bought me this set of ornaments of video game consoles, and they're like red plastic outlines of the consoles, and they start with the Dreamcast and PS2 era and go up to Xbox 360 and Wii and PS3.
So what kids today would call retro gaming?
Yes.
A retro gaming
that
selection
voice
of
you're
ornaments.
Hearing is
direct from Canada.
Our favorite knucklehead, Greg Seward, joining us finally.
That's right.
Here to save the show.
Well, you guys said it started at 10:30. What?
Video game Christmas ornaments?
Do I have video game Christmas ornaments?
Yeah.
Well, you know, for Canadian Christmas.
I think we do. I don't know.
Any favorites in that set or no? None that you can think of?
Nah.
What do I have? I got the Donkey Kong one. There's it's a Donkey Kong arcade machine.
Yep.
Makes noise.
Really, ornaments that make noise? Do they make noise a lot? Do you have to press a button for it to make noise?
You have to press a button. They just randomly start shrieking.
Well, no, because I remember when I was a kid, they don't shriek, but I remember when I was a kid, we had this ornament that it was like, actually, there was a few. They were birds that would clip onto the branches, but then there was like a silver ball that you would put in the tree. And
I remember those.
Yeah, and if you turned it on, it would just tweet every now and then.
Yeah, it was like a little.
Oh my god!
Ambient. I think we had that as well when I was growing up.
I think every kid of the 70s family probably had that.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be like, it's like real birds hanging out in your tree. Yeah.
And they were really nice ornaments. They were like real feathers and very colorful and
right.
Like Christmas.
Right.
Sure.
No, the birds.
The Donkey Kong arcade machine ornament, just you have to press a button and it'll do like the little like
of course.
I'm sure your boy loves that.
And then you get a little bit of the
all right, hacker alias Tobacco Skunk says, do you think we will see more games putting in full photo modes like Fallout 76, Red Dead Online as the trend for digital video game photography grows?
I don't know why you wouldn't. If you got the budget for it, either. Like it's so popular.
I don't know why you would you would lead your examples with Fallout 76.
I know. The Last of Us had a great
he was
photo
repeating
mode.
The best feature of Fallout 76.
Spider-Man was right there.
Spider-Man PS4 has one.
It made sense in the context of the game world.
That's true.
I think Days Gone has one.
Mario Odyssey has one.
Mario Odyssey, yep. A lot of games have it, and I am a big fan of photography in games.
Well, you know what it is? Honestly,
especially if you can put a filter on it or something. It's like the Instagram thing.
It seems like kind of a quick and easy way to sort of advertise your game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because you get everyone taking cool pictures and posting it on the social media.
Well, I mean, and you've got the consoles now are set up. I think all three of them can do this now, where you can just post to like Twitter directly from your console.
That's right.
I love it.
All three.
You don't even have to think about it. So
it's true. So it seems like kind of a no-brainer if you have an exceptionally nice looking game.
Yeah. And something like Dragon Quest Builders 2, the photo mode has this thing where you can change the expression on the characters' faces, and also have them all turn towards the camera.
That's weird
as well.
Well, Spidey has that too, doesn't it?
Does it have a turn towards the camera thing?
I believe Spidey has like an actual like if I'm remembering correctly, like you can do like a little selfie pose, like it'll do like
the
little,
selfie thing.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
And I
That's
think you can
kind of added to the picture.
Can you adjust his expression? I can't remember if you can adjust like the eyes on Spidey's face or something. I might be making that up, but
maybe.
Yeah. But that's pretty cute.
Yes. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mongo McDougal.
Okay.
Who says, if you could erase your memory and experience the game for the first time again, which one would it be?
Oh man. I'll tell you what I'd love to do. Experience Metal Gear Solid 2 without knowing the twist.
Oh yeah. That would be cool.
Because we all knew that twist before the game came out.
Yeah.
In the press.
Yeah.
Now, if you're, I guess the tweet says erase your memory.
Yeah.
So is
There's
that
lots
like
of other things I'd rather erase from my memory personally.
Erasing the memory of just one video game is how I'm taking that.
Because I mean, the thing is, like, I would love to be able to erase my memory of playing, like, let's say, the original Super Mario Brothers for the first time.
Yeah.
And going back and playing
that again.
And yeah, like and
the love of a hobby that it built.
Exactly. But it's, you know, but of course, if like I erase my memory of just that particular game and I have, you know, every piece of video game history since that point, going back and playing it now, it's just like, okay, I could see why this was popular.
Sure.
Sure. But, you know, but if I could erase like video game knowledge from Super Mario onwards and go back and experience that for the first time and then just kind of like let it grow from there. Yeah, that would be.
So like re-experience that game, but in the context of when it came out.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Because that was so transformative.
For me, that would be Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
That'd be another good one.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, you can say that about almost any like major cornerstone game, right? Like you said, Mario 64 or Sonic or
Doom.
Wolfenstein 3D. I remember the first time I ever played Wolfenstein 3D, and I thought it was just incredible.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mario, so my youngest has really gotten into Mario Odyssey, and she loves it, and she has we have Spotify Premium or whatever it is, so you can download the music on your playlists.
Oh, right.
In the car. So taking her to hockey today, and when we go to hockey, she has created her own playlist on Spotify, and she always asks me to play her playlist when we're on our way to her practices. And so we were playing that on the way and just set to random, and Mario music is starting to creep into her Spotify list. Like there was a remix of the original Super Mario Brothers theme.
Oh wow.
That I didn't expect to hear. Is like, oh, this is sweet. You're like, she's really getting into it. Really
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's pretty cool. You know, going off of the chat here, Casalaza 200 suggests something. I would like to make CJ forget Sea of Thieves.
And just leave it at that and not have to play it.
Experience.
Can I use my forget a video game wish to make CJ forget about it and not
Just
worry
never
about the second part?
No, you can't.
Well,
sorry to say.
Thought I had a loophole.
Yeah. Hacker alias Rambus Dunk says, seems like everyone has Game Pass cheap currently, and it's great. But would you be a subscriber at the normal price of $10 to $15 a month? Would the service be popular without the extreme deals?
I have been a subscriber at the regular price for a long time.
Me too, actually.
And I think it is
like
absolutely worth it.
Suckers.
That's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it, especially because you get not only the great indies that are being added to the service basically all the time, but the Microsoft first party stuff is a big consideration there.
There's a fair amount of other AAA stuff on there too.
And that too. Yeah. For sure. I think it is worth it at the regular price. But what I think Microsoft is doing, and I think it's really smart, is, you know, offering these deals so people stack them and get, you know, like 2-3 years of Game Pass Then when you get to holiday 2020 and you are considering a next generation system purchase, you are locked into Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate already. And with these deals, because why not? I mean, during E3, the deal they had going where you could pay $1 and combine your Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold subscriptions to stack to whatever. Now I'm subscribed until like 2023 or something like that. Yeah. Like that, to me, like that's part of the reason why they're doing those deals, is to get the sort of network effect when people are in, next year considering their next purchase. They're hopefully going to stick with Microsoft, or at least consider a Scarlet purchase more seriously than they might have otherwise.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Some solid thinking there, CJ.
I mean, I think it's a good way of doing it. Sony doesn't do the sort of extreme deals that Microsoft does, and we'll have to see how that whole thing plays out for them.
They're not in a, I shouldn't say
they don't have to.
Position where they have to, but I mean, they aren't really, because they're kind of leading the way. But
well, they don't have to, and their network effect is 100 million consoles sold, right. And plenty of people having PSN accounts, and that's where your friends are, so they don't have to do that at this point. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Trezor, who says, "What is your favorite versus party game to play with friends, and what is your all-time favorite when wearing your nostalgic glasses?" I will say for me, it's basically anything on the Jackbox series. I especially enjoy Fibbage with the family. It's a fun video game.
I wasn't listening to the question.
Mario Kart's a good one.
Versus party games to play with friends. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Fantastic too.
Yeah. Big fan of the Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's probably fine as well.
Okay. Or any kind of old Bomberman.
Never get into Bomberman.
No.
Really?
No.
Oh man, Bomberman.
I had a multi-tap for the Super Nintendo just so I could play Super Bomberman.
Well, I mean, I think the big thing was for me is that my friends and I, none of us were into Bomberman. So it's like, if you don't have a group that's into it,
Right.
I guess that's true.
Did you guys ever play a game of Saturn Bomberman with the?
Yes.
Was it 10 players?
I don't actually think I played a 10-player game ever.
Oh, really?
But did you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty great.
Phil doesn't screw around.
Okay.
Yeah, no. You can go big or go home when
I
it
guess
comes to Bomberman. So.
Wow.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself in the world of Bomberman.
Okay.
Ba-boom, baby.
Hacker Alias Earthbound G-Man says, any Thanksgiving week gaming traditions, either solo or with family/friends?
Thanksgiving week's in October for me.
I knew that was coming.
And it's not really a week, so.
That's right. For some people, they like replay a favorite game that was released many years ago. I haven't really had that, but I have great memories of playing Ocarina of Time over the Thanksgiving holiday when that came out on the N64.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I mean, I barely have time to play like new games.
Yeah.
To have kind of an annual go back and play.
Phil barely has time to play new games, but he's got lots of time to play games nude.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, how do you play them?
I'm sure. It's freedom of movement. You need that.
That's right.
When unfettered.
When you're up with the VR helmet strapped in, you're playing some Audica or some Beat Saber. You don't want hindrance of movement.
No,
you gotta be able to flow with the beat, man. What I like to do is I'll set up a kiddie pool in the living room that I can stand in. So if I need to void anything, I can just go.
That's not cool.
You don't interrupt your flow.
Always has to go to poop humor with you.
Who said poop?
Yeah. Like my 10-year-old.
There could be urine in there.
Oh, we're talking about Death Stranding.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say fill the pool with like Cheetos or like
no, he's talking about leavings.
How would that work?
You eat your way out.
You'd be you'd just be. You're playing Beat Saber?
A pool of Cheetos that your naked body's in, you would eat your way out of?
You'd just be stomping on them.
Oh, that's gross.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that woman stomping grapes, and then she slips and falls off. And... Cheetos, cheese powder.
It's so bad for that lady. I mean, not bad enough not to laugh at the joke, but.
And as you're rolling around on the floor with a shattered femur and cheese dust all over your
nether regions,
Chester Cheetah pops in and reminds you that it's not easy being cheesy, and you got it. All you can do is agree. You're right. True. You're right, Chester.
I should have listened to you.
You were right.
All those years.
Should have. Hacker Alias Sasquatch Shaggy asks, do you think we will finally get a Dead Space remaster?
Nope.
Probably not.
I think we will. I think we will. But I don't think we will. Here's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
It'll be very much like the Burnout. It was Revenge that they re-released, right?
Sure.
What did they do? They did like a new version of one of the old Burnouts.
I don't remember.
And I imagine it'll be like that, where they announce it, where it like shows up. Here's the scenario. It's going to show up on the Australian Ratings Board website first in spring 2020. And then what's going to happen is EA will like deny it. And then 3 weeks later, it'll be out. Digital only, no physical. And it'll be like super disappointing in some way.
This is a little too intricately detailed. I think you may have some insider information that you're leaking.
I have no insider information whatsoever. I know. I want to see a Dead Space remaster.
I would too.
I would buy that. I would buy Dead Space remaster of 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. If it came with 3, I'd accept that, I guess. But I would love to see that, especially on the Switch. Make that happen.
Okay.
All right. Hacker Alias Matt Leach says, after enjoying Link's Awakening, should Nintendo remaster A Link to the Past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always up for them to remaster.
Isn't that how Link Between Worlds started? Link Between Worlds kind of started as a Link to the Past remaster, and then they were like, oh, let's just make this new thing.
That sounds familiar.
So I could sort of consider Link Between Worlds to be the like Link to the Past remaster. But I guess if they wanted to do,
it's a different,
even though it's a different game, but it used the same map and all that. Kind of, sort of, maybe.
I mean,
but I don't know. I'm not. I think there are other games I'd rather see Nintendo remaster than Link to the Past.
Like what, tough guy?
Super Mario Brothers USA
2.
Yeah,
2.
That's the one.
Boy, that's a good game.
That's such a good game. I want to
play
see
that. Did you play that game, Mario 2?
Yeah,
Mario 2's good.
I've played it.
It's
good. Loved it. Still love it.
It's a very good game.
It really is.
Man.
Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Nat0, who says, have any of you ever had any recurring video game related dreams? I often dream about being in a retro gaming shop trying to find Genesis games, but not finding what I'm looking for.
I have had video game dreams.
Yeah.
I've had
Neurodancer.
Yes, that's why I sleep in a kiddie pool to collect any leavings that may occur during the night.
You're gross.
What? There's a lot of volume. So when I've
for a man your age, that's impressive, actually.
Well, you know, can I say I am virile? When I've been heavily engaged in puzzle games, I've had Tetris-y falling block dreams. I certainly remember having puzzle fighter dreams when I was going hard into puzzle fighter. I think I may have mentioned this on the show recent-ishly, where occasionally I will as I'm sort of drifting off to sleep, and your mind's in kind of that weird pseudo consciousness, I will start remembering like video game maps.
Okay.
Like kind of like 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 a 3D world that you are suddenly in the middle of, and then I'm sort of trying to remember, like I'm conscious enough to realize this is a game. I'm recognizing this area from a video game, but I can't remember what game it's from. So I'm just like my half asleep mind is cycling through like, was this like a BioShock room, or was this like an Uncharted area, or was it like Force Unleashed, or like I would have dreams like that, remembering video game locations.
Yep.
But yeah.
You
know what else I've had? And I mean, this was something I would have as a kid, but they were very memorable dreams. And who sent this in? Person who sent this in?
Alias, Nat Zero
mentions going to stores and looking for things.
Yeah.
I would have dreams when I was a kid, and I'm talking like elementary school kid age. I would have dreams where I would be going to Toys R Us. Like I would be with my mom in a Toys R Us. And it would be like the Toys R Us near the house where I grew up. But it was like kind of a weird, sort of bizarro, kind of creepy version of Toys R Us. And
so Canadian Toys R Us.
Canadian Toys R Us stores are very nice.
Yeah.
I was recently in 3 of them.
So more like the abandoned ones that are around.
Well, it was weird because they weren't like all decrepit looking, but they would just be like, like weird color schemes that would look kind of unnerving. And I remember them selling a lot of bootleg toys. Like I would be in there looking for a Transformer, but all they would have are like, the cheap knockoff Transformers. And
sounds like a nightmare for you.
I would be confused. Yeah, it's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I've had like Tetris Attack dreams.
Oh yeah.
And that was a big game. Panel de Pon dreams, I should say.
Really?
Yeah, or Pokemon
specifically. I would imagine it would have been Tetris Attack.
Tetris Attack dreams.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, but just of combos and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't really have a lot of video game dreams now. Like video game elements will sometimes to a dream, like something from Sea of Thieves, like the Megalodon or something will pop up.
Yes.
It'll be, that's weird. How did that? Yeah.
Well, when you spend 1,000+ hours,
I know, that's what I'm
in
saying.
Something, you're probably gonna have it invade your slumber.
True. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias P.O. who says, I played all of the Luigi's. Yeah. You start that over.
Try it again.
I played all of Luigi's Mansion bar the last level handheld. The last level on the TV was like a different game, easier to aim, spotting secrets, and far better sound. Do you feel sometimes playing the Switch in handheld mode, you are depriving yourself of the best experience?
Honestly, I mostly play it hooked to the TV.
I'm probably 50-50 on
Really?
it. It depends. Like if I want to play Pokemon and we're watching TV or something like that, I'll or Luigi's Mansion, I'll pop it out of the dock. But I go between whichever mode I'm currently in, whatever way I want to play it.
Yeah,
like I play Dragon Quest 11S on probably 50-50 both.
Okay.
Both form factors. I don't really consider the Switch only a handheld, although I know some people do.
Right. What you, Greg?
I don't like playing the Switch handheld.
Yeah. No?
Nope. I find it really uncomfortable. I like that it's there. I like that the option is there, but given a choice, I will never play it handheld.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're agreeing that in handheld mode, you feel like you would be depriving yourself of the best experience.
Yeah, but not so much due to a power issue or anything, or
hand cramps.
Quality of the yeah. I mean, I don't get hand cramps playing the Switch, but I just don't find it very good. Like, and I won't play it. I won't play using the Joy-Cons at all. I think the unless it's a game that like say Snipper Clips or something where it's built to be played with where it's built to be played with the Joy-Cons is in a very specific way. But
specifically with a friend to cut it out together.
But using the Joy-Cons and the little frame thing to create a controller, I hate it.
Yeah.
It just they're not ergonomic, they're not comfortable, they're kind of crappy controllers. So
well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Nah, I know you wouldn't, but I am.
All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias, Mr. Nelson, who says, I'm borrowing a question from Eric V. Bailey, who asked this fantastic question. I'm assuming for another podcast.
Oh.
Is there a video game that has changed your life or the way you think? I couldn't think of a single one, and I am fascinated by the question.
A video game that has what?
Has changed your life or the way you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, I don't know. There was probably a game at some point in my life, maybe decide that I wanted to review games for a living.
Right.
I guess that's technically changed my life, but
yeah, I mean, but I mean, it's in terms of like personal philosophy.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't think of one that has changed my way of thinking.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, before I played Guitaru Man, I thought I was a loser who would fail in all things. But then I realized that no, I have the power to stand up.
Well, then you heard the legendary theme.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a fail in all things reference for Greg.
Fail in all things.
Fail in all things.
Now that's a game that needs to be remastered.
Oh my goodness!
I love that game.
I don't think that'll ever happen, but it would be great.
I love it. Love that game. But I can't really think of one that has, kind of changed who I am personally.
Yeah, but if we're talking about transformative video games, certainly Super Mario Brothers is like the lead one,
right?
That got me into the hobby again.
Which got you into the profession, and kind of snowballs from there. Certainly,
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, but I couldn't even tell you which game that was for me.
Yeah.
No,
because I think it had more to do with magazines.
You
know, when I started reading video game magazines, it was just like, oh, this is something you can actually do for a living.
This is a job you can do.
Yeah.
Like Jovial Bob Stein.
Jovial Bob Stein.
Writing that video game joke book.
Blips, the first book of video game funnies.
He got paid to write that.
Sure did.
Probably.
Got paid and laid.
Pizzade.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Lero, who says, what camera angle do you use in racing games and why? Does arcade or sim matter? I've been playing Grid Autosport on Switch. I always play best with the front bumper camera, but wish I could enjoy cockpit or behind the car in order to see the real car.
I always use the camera in front of the car with me driving towards it. So I cannot see the turns until it's too late.
I see.
Yeah. That forces me to get really good at the game. Greg really liked that one.
I hate you so much.
Greg really liked that one. You say you hated it, but you're smiling.
I didn't say I hated the joke. I said I hated you.
Well, you know what? I'll take it.
I normally play in either a cockpit view or like a hood or a roof cam where you can see like the front of your car.
Yeah.
I used to play bumper cam on a lot of games, but I find that you're very low to the ground, which makes the game look really fast. But if you get up right behind somebody, it fills the whole screen and you can't really see what you're doing. And I don't like, normally there's some games where I'll play where I can see the car, like Sega Rally. I would always play where you could see the car.
Right.
But generally I don't like to do that because I find that it introduces a level of lag. It feels like lag. It's not really controller lag, but like, you know, you're controlling something that's a little bit further ahead of the camera. So I feel like everything is happening just an instant slower than I want it to. I feel like the car is turning and then the camera's following, and it really throws me off. So,
yeah, I usually play cockpit view. Probably since the original Ridge Racer is when I really started playing.
I don't think Ridge Racer had a cockpit view.
It didn't?
No, pretty sure it had bumper cam or full car view.
Okay, bumper cam then.
That's hilarious.
But like in a lot of older games, I would play behind the car, like above.
Yeah, like if we're going way
Arcade
back,
style.
that's different. Like Outrun or Rad Racer or something like that.
I would always play Outrun behind the car.
Because you didn't have an option. But
that's the only way.
But like as that became an option. I remember bumper cam, especially with Ridge Racer, Daytona, Gran Turismo, all bumper cam all the time. But then I kind of moved back a little bit.
I see. Hacker alias Chris Volak says, is anyone perfectly happy with where we are with consoles in 2019? I'm personally not excited at all for the next round, like at all. It feels like I'm the only one, though.
I haven't been perfectly happy in years. I don't know how much of that has to do with video games, but
well,
that's where we are.
Entirely different
thing. I think it's your extremely advanced age.
That's not helping.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited about new consoles as I would have been, say, 20 years ago.
Right.
But I don't think it had much to do with video games, and it has way more to do with, honestly, with age. I just don't care as much as I used to.
Well, I think here's the thing with this. We know the next consoles are coming, but we don't know anything about what we're going to be playing on them. So it's hard to get excited about the things unless you're like really into tech specs.
I just remember that there was a time that I was.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'm not anymore.
No, I mean, I'm excited to hear more about what they're going to offer. Right.
Yeah.
Because I've already been playing a lot of games on PC. So what are the next console is going to offer that could, put me back in front of the TV to play? Like installing games on an SSD on a PC is fantastic. Like the load times are awesome. Like if comparing that to the current gen, like that could make a big difference for me. It just depends. Like I have to see what that looks like in a real demonstration, not just Mark Cerny talking about how much faster it's going to be. But of course, I'm going to buy some kind of next gen console next year. Let's wrap up with this one from Hacker alias Zelda 2 AOL, who says, what are your thoughts on the Switch Pro? Will we see an upgraded Switch in 2020, or do you think Nintendo will take another direction? We may have done this one already, but I have updated thoughts, maybe.
Let's hear them.
I am not sure we will see Nintendo do a Switch Pro, because I think you can kind of look at their history with video game hardware where they do a lot of revisions but don't necessarily like do a professional grade version of that hardware. Like I could see them doing an upgraded Switch even over and above what we got with the enhanced battery life version, but I don't think that'll mean like games exclusively for that hardware revision or anything like that.
I don't know. I think it could go either way, because I agree with you when it comes to Nintendo for their home consoles. However, they did upgrade the 3DS.
I mean, I think they're going to upgrade it, but
I think
it's going to be called
they
a
did
Pro.
upgrade it to the point that there were some games that didn't play on the old hardware.
Very few on the 3DS.
Very few. No,
very few.
I agree, but I'm saying it's not unprecedented. I think technically, or really probably not. I think it would be a bad idea. I mean, they've already, even with the Switch Lite, there's already a couple of games that you can't play on there just because of the physical,
right.
the no detachable Joy-Cons thing. I always think that splitting your market, I mean, and again, it's only a couple, so I don't think it's a big deal, but splitting your market in any way is a bad idea.
Yeah, and then what would the customer expectations be for a Switch Pro? Like, would you start thinking that we're going to see Red Dead Redemption 2 on it or like Death Stranding on it or whatever? Like, what is your reasoning for wanting a Switch Pro? Is it because you want to see current gen games ported, or is it just you want certain things upgraded from the original hardware? Like for me, I would love an upgraded Switch to have a little bit larger screen, a little bit more better build quality Joy-Con, better battery life, better kickstand, like better sort of features. I'm not necessarily like looking for current gen games to be ported on it more easily or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they need it.
Like, I don't think they need it either.
I don't think that's a reason to do it for them, because it seems like they're doing fine, just like they have in well, maybe not with the Wii U, but with the Wii, it was the same thing. They didn't need perfect ports of games on the 360 and the PS3.
They didn't
to be super successful. So.
Right. And I don't think that's a prerequisite for Switch either.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I would like to see an upgraded piece of hardware, of course, but do I need a Pro version? I don't know. I just need an upgraded Switch. And Phil's gone.
Okay. Where'd Phil go?
He said Zoom just crashed on me. I said, well, come back.
Come back.
Don't leave us. We're right the outro.
We need Phil for that. That's like the only thing we really need him for.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. How was your concert or recital?
It was great, except so it's the church parking lot is also butts up against two businesses. One is Taz Records. I forget what the other one is. And of course, there's some signage there about, some of these spots are reserved for these businesses.
Right.
So, and I parked in one of them thinking that, that point, that business had been closed for 2 hours.
So you got towed.
I got booted.
You got booted. Oh,
yeah. Wait, what's this?
And it cost me $100 to get it off.
When was this?
Oh, tonight.
Oh, you got booted?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I parked in what was it wasn't a private parking spot. It was a business's a spot reserved for customers of a specific business.
Yep.
Okay.
Called Taz Records.
Okay.
That
look at you
had
throwing
been
them under
closed.
The bus.
Had been I absolutely am, and it had been closed for 2 hours before anyone showed up for this.
Really?
Yeah. So closed until 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And anyone who parked there was booted. Cost $115 to get.
Yikes.
So that was a nice end to what was actually a very nice evening. But I absolutely am saying the name of the business because that's ridiculous.
Taz Records.
Yep.
Way to be jerks. Taz Records.
Yeah. I had something similar happen to me in Atlanta. I parked in this, it was like a Saturday night well after this yoga studio had closed and got booted also. And it was also, I think, $100.
Yep.
Man.
To get it taken out.
And it was, I'm looking at the time on the ticket, like it was literally 10 minutes after the concert started. So they were waiting.
Oh yeah,
for everyone.
I'm sure it's whatever company handles the parking lot.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
for that business.
Yeah.
That sucks. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
I'll start one of those again soon.
You'll find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
Hey, the new episode is done.
Ooh.
And $3 plus patrons will have access to it on December 2nd, tomorrow.
Nice.
And it will be on general release the following Monday. So please,
very nice.
Be ready to watch it.
Very cool. And you will also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about. Probably Great Space Coaster stuff in there this week. Gonna have to find that stuff. Greg wasn't here for that, but
get ready though, Greg.
We talked about. Yeah. And you will also find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss video games and what you've been watching on streaming services and the Mandalorian and all sorts of things, and including this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up the Apple podcast application. And okay, this is where it's going to get dicey, folks. CJ the other day informed me that it's probably time to stop promoting the Player One Podcast.
I think we can sunset that. I think we can sunset that
because I mean we have no control over the Player One Podcast iPhone application.
That's right.
Never have.
Yeah. No.
There's some company and they haven't updated it in years.
It hasn't been updated in a while, and I don't even think it runs on like the current iOS. So there's really no point in.
So now I gotta adjust. Do you remember how difficult it was for me to stop saying voicemail when we stopped having voicemail?
That's true. We were
Oh, my
we
goodness.
were advertising voicemail for a long time.
Yeah. So we gotta find out a new way for Greg to say cheap in our show.
We do.
We've lost the we've lost that.
We've more lost Android cell phone telephone.
We've
users.
lost the iPhone application for the Android cell phone telephone, which I found out irritates more than just one person.
I know.
It irritates a lot of people.
Apparently. Yeah.
Which is exactly why I've been saying it like that.
Yeah,
for all
I'm surprised that people didn't know that. Clearly they don't know you enough.
There's the spoiler. After a decade of me saying it. Yes, I've just been saying that to be a jerk. You goofs.
Yeah.
You big goobers. Of course I've been doing it. I will say that cell phone telephone. I stole that line from Futurama. That was a Bender line.
I see.
At one point, Bender refers to cell phone as a cell phone telephone. And I found that hilarious and adopted it as my own. So
there you go.
Stuck on that, Matt Groening.
Everything's a remix.
Yeah. So
now you don't know what to say.
Well, now you can subscribe.
You can subscribe in Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you enjoy podcasts.
Wherever you get your, I don't know where Android
Google Play Podcasts.
Is that a thing?
Pocket Casts. There's Podcast Addict.
Okay. See, I don't
Stitcher.
know this.
There's all this stuff.
There's a lot of wherever you get your podcast. That's where you find us.
That's where you find us.
You know what? You found us now. Just do the same thing. Whatever you did to find us here, listening.
Actually, how did you find us?
Yeah.
How did you find us?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Tweet to us how you found us. I'd really be curious.
How you found P1P. I guess it'd be hashtag how I found P1P.
How I found
P1P.
There you go. Who talked you into listening to this show?
Have them apologize to you. So, there's all that. We're on Stitcher Radio, like he said. You can like us on Facebook. Nobody's on Facebook anymore.
Nobody's doing that anymore.
I'm on Facebook right now.
If
I have been for most of this recording.
Hey there, racist aunts and uncles.
Wow.
Since you're on Facebook anyway, why don't you give us a like? What else? If you've liked what you've heard, and how could you? I'm gonna have to write this down.
You're gonna have to write something, yeah.
I am.
Probably the most effort you've given to this show in 10 years.
I've had this memorized. Oh yeah, you could see us live most weeks on the youtube.com/P1 podcast. And we also have archives of many years worth
of
our dumb little show on the YouTube. So you go watch that stuff. You know what? Instead of gearing up the old Yule log video to play on a loop this holiday season, why not just have our show running in the background?
It's a different kind of fire.
Yep. Ugh. Burns bright. I don't know. And hey, if you like what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way.
Hey Phil.
Yeah.
What's the minimum amount you can
Well, I'm getting to that.
at?
I'm getting to that, buddy. Don't worry. We'll get there. Just patience, my young friend. I gotta insult CJ here. Actually, you know what? Greg needs your money this week to pay for that boot.
It's true.
Just pay for that boot. Of course, down here in the States, we refer to that as a bout.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to get that bout removed from his car. Yeah. Canada joke.
That's good.
I got you.
Yeah, that really takes the sting out of the $115.
Oh boy. Hey, you know what though, Patreon friends? If you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap.
There it is.
Oh,
we shifted it. We shifted it a bit.
It works. I think you get it there.
I think we did. I think
this is the first draft, but
I think it'll work. We'll workshop it. You get access to a weekly post show, an after show where we play games, we crack wise, we have fun on the run, and we hope you will join us because we do a little extra show just for you guys, just for fun, and your Patreon support does help keep the lights on here at the Player One podcast. It actually does. And if you have a couple bucks left over, you can head over to generation-16.com, where you'll find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding web series about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis.
Say also cheap.
Cheap.
And what is it? $3 gets you the episodes? Early.
$1 gets your name in the credits, $3 gets you the episode early, and $5 gets you what we've started calling the weekly commute, which is the dangerous video I take while I'm driving every week.
That's a bad idea. Maybe you should be getting boots on your car.
One thing that I think a lot of people wow, really, CJ? One thing that I think a lot of people just realized last week, so I want to repeat it, is that my Patreon campaign is only per episode, not per month.
Right.
Yes.
So if you support the show, you only pay when an episode is released.
Yes.
Like next week.
Value for money.
CJ?
Well, people who support the top tier are paying like what, $20 a year?
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go. You can afford that, you cheapskates. CJ, you should have your finger on that rim shot button at all times.
No, you should not.
All time.
That is not
all
something
times?
we want to become known for.
We absolutely. We got to make it's been
just like Taz Records is known for charging people ridiculous parking fees. We don't want to be known for that.
It is 13 years. We got to mix things up a bit.
We really do.
I got
70 or bust.
Wow.
What's that? You say dormer bot?
That's wow.
Yeah.
For dormer bot.
We gotta get some the devil voiceover on your soundboard there, buddy.
We do actually.
Yes, we absolutely. We absolutely.
No, I don't have any.
You don't have any devil sounds at the moment?
No.
Okay, well we'll get on that.
This is a long outro. Let's go. Let's wrap it up. Come on.
I say we did.
We can actually cut things out of the outro, but it's really.
We did Seward. I guess we're down to the thank yous, right?
Yeah.
CJ, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Phil.
Thank you. Hold on. My tongue kind of caught in my mouth there.
Yeah.
Which
that'll happen.
You know how that. Greg, you remember when I did that once, right? Gregory, there it is.
Yo.
Thank you for getting a ticket in order to be here today.
Thank you, Phil.
Yes. And of course, thanks to our lovely listeners at home. We love each and every one of you equally.
True.
So remember that when you're signing up for Patreon. We want your money. And we'll see everybody next week.
Later.
Toodaloodles.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.